Hello. So today we are going to do Wali houses, Wali animals, Wali people. Okay, so I have already drawn a few and kept. Okay, see here, like one, two houses I have drawn. Okay, I've drawn very few models, not all the models I'm going to draw. Okay, so since I started off the live, let me kind of finish it. Okay, so I'm using my drawing notebook today. You may use anything you prefer. Okay, so I will keep my notebook slightly like this, so that for me it is convenient to draw. Okay, yeah, so what we are going to do is draw a flat line, then two diagonal lines, and then we are going to do curve, then two lines which are facing vertical, and then here one more line, and then the base of the house. Okay, so these like it depicts the rural life, isn't it? So the houses are not like concrete roof and all. It's more like made of hay thatches, isn't it? Like like that. Okay, so how it would be like a oval shape, meaning like semicircle shape rooftop, like that only it would be. Okay, so basically it is huts. Okay, so huts we make it with coconut or else palm, palm leaves and all, right? So basically like that. Okay, their houses are built with bamboo sticks, or say coconut sticks, like whatever is possible, but the covering part would be with bamboo leaves or hay sticks. Okay, like that. Okay, corn, maize, corn and all comes, right? All the things, like after they remove the seeds, the remaining part they use it for making roof. Okay, we have had for our cows. When I was young, we used to have cows in our home. I grew up in a rural place. Okay, so I have seen all these things, like making a cow shed with this kind of thing and all. Okay, so now, like we will see how this roofing can be meaning, like designed. So like this we may draw parallel lines and then cover it. See, I'm using a marker today because I felt sketch pen, right? It doesn't give that bold look. Okay, since it is for YouTube, I feel like this looks more nice. Okay, and here there is a small we call it as makra means, like wear a basket. We use it for carrying all the stuff. Okay, and they have pane means like the small mud pots for carrying water and all. Okay, and like nearby the house there are one or two pots kept, mud pots kept all the time, filled with water. Okay, so this is a kind of house. Okay, and we will see one more house and we will be done with this house kind. Okay, there are various types available. You may select any few and then do it. Okay, I have selected four because, like my topics are going unlimited discussions and like unlimited designs. So I thought, like today I'll do only four or five. Okay, so now this is like a typical house, like how we are learned to draw. Like when we were young, our teachers would have told, like put a triangle, then put a rectangle, and then join the lines. Okay, so that way you make a house like that. When we were young, like our teachers would have taught like this only. Okay, just put four squares and make a house. Okay, so this is a similar house. Okay, so it is going to be today black and white drawing. Okay, I wanted to do in colors, but so many things, rain was there, and then some construction work going on near my home, and I can't take the sound. You may hear nearby, like my voice may be audible, and the sound coming from nearby the truck or the backhoe loader. Okay, so now like the roof part, we are going to just put lines like this, slanting lines like this, and cover it up. Okay, so we have a door here. Okay, and then again this part like covered with uh, vertical designs, vertical lines. Okay, like this. Okay, so here this is kind of one more house. Okay, so 1 2 3 4, so two houses I made, like this semicircle type made. So this has a big opening and this has a ladder. This is like the third and the fourth type house is like a flat roof. See here the flat line, not this arc kind. Okay, and this lines can be modified. You may do even lines like this also. Okay, so depending on your style, what how your mind goes, like that you may do the line. See here, this became another design, isn't it? So now like what I will do is like in Kannada or Tamil we say kura veedu. Okay, the house roof made with grass, palm leaves, and then coconut leaves, hay sticks, and with paddy the remains, the husk, even that they would do covering for the roof part. Okay, so 1 2 3 4 houses are done. So next what I will do is I'll go with some basic animals, like what we will be having: cattle, cow, goat, a dog, and then like some hen and bird and a peacock. Okay, so basic birds I will go. Warli birds and animals. Okay, I will just go through the comments like after I finish off this. Okay, because once I started off, like let me complete and be done with little bit of this. Okay, so now we will draw a small peacock. Okay, a line like this, and a small circle, its beak and its top like this, three dots, and it has the tail like this. Okay, like a fan shape. Okay, and two legs and a eye. Okay, so this is one kind of peacock. Now another kind I will draw. Hope this is visible for you. Okay, so now another kind is like just simple, very simple one. Okay, dots, you can cover this dots also. See here, this is like a fan like this, and then we are going to put lines like this. Okay, a beak and a top, an eye, two legs. Okay, so this is one kind of peacock. Now I'll do another bird. So the bird is flying. It's more like egret, or you say the crane, kokku nare in Tamil. So if you ask in like in other Hindi, I don't know. So this is more like it's like the bird which is a friendly bird for the cows, the white color birds, that. Okay, small crane or egret you may call it. Okay, so next is a simple rooster. Okay, and it has this head part and a simple leg. Okay, very simple ones, like not complicated at all, the wing part. Okay, so now I'll draw another type of peacock, so where it is a reverse triangle, and then you remember the leaves we learnt. Okay, so the leaf part which had V's and some borders, initially we learned some borders, how it was. Okay, so that V's we will use it here, and then two legs and its claws. Okay, and neck, oval shape, 1 2 3, its beak. Okay, so triangle shape, and you may modify this with even a oval shape body also. Okay, so I will turn the page. Last may, like you'll have like I'll um, you may pause in the video and then take the screenshot, and you may do it for practice. Okay, so I will turn the page. Okay, so there are three types of peacocks, one, two, three, and there is a rooster and there is a small crane. Okay, now I'll turn the page and then go ahead with some animals. Okay, basic animals like a deer, a horse, and a cow. Okay, so now we you remember, like, for the men we did the triangles, two triangles like joining. Now the opposite of it. Okay, so we are going to do triangles like this, and a small hump, a tail. Okay, and the usual leg. Okay, so the down part, the hooves of it. Okay, the cows are walking. Okay, the hooves are small triangle, little bit raised line. Then we draw the face, a downward triangle, and the horn. Okay, two tiny ears. Okay, and the eyes. So this becomes the bull, cow, like, whatever relating to village related animal. Okay, so, like, yeah, we did two triangles meeting each other, their legs and a tail, and a small hump on its back, a triangle again, like, facing downwards for its face, two horns. Okay, so this becomes the cow. Next time I'm going to do a small deer. Okay, so for a deer, deer or a goat, it looks like a goat but it's more like a deer. Okay, whatever you want to, you may have it. Okay, like, which animal you want it to be, you may have it. Okay, so here, see there. Okay, you remember, like, the leaf part and all we learned, right? So that only it comes here. Okay, it does not have an ear, or maybe we will draw the ears like this. Okay, so it's like a deer. Okay, like a stag. And okay, the legs are like this, and the hooves we do it off like this. Okay, a small tail. If we keep this, it becomes spotted deer. Okay, and the mouth also, if it is there, it will look more prettier. Okay, so let me do some horse here. Okay, so next is a horse. The same method. Okay, nice tail. Okay, then the hind legs, and the hooves are like, the triangle shape. Okay, the legs are like this. Okay, one crossed with the other, and the hooves with thing. Okay, so now it goes like this, and then kind of, oval shape like this, and then a tiny eye, two ears, and then we draw the mane. Okay, so like this becomes the horse. Okay, so now let me do some, rooster, one more rooster I'll show you. And this is cow. There are these, like, wild headed ox, the bulls, right? That also I will draw and show. Okay, so long neck and nice strong horns, pointed horns, their face like this, and then their humps like this, their body. Okay, so during this Jallikattu and all, you would have seen Jallikattu means where the bulls are let out in the wild, and people whoever tries to kind of control that particular cow, okay, or the bull, okay, they will get money. It is in Alanganallur Jallikattu, they call it in Tamil Nadu. Okay, so those kind of wild cows, wild bulls. Okay, very wild ones. Okay, very strong ones. So this is one like that. Okay, so now I'll turn the page and I'll do few more. Okay, I feel that, like, maybe a small rooster. Okay, I'll do a rooster which is kind of, feeding on its uh, meal. It is eating the seeds. Okay, So like this, it's picking the seeds. Okay, so this is one rooster. So like then there would be a hen also, isn't it? So what about that? Okay, let us draw one hen in the other side. Okay, so we will color this off. If you want to, you may put it off like this. Okay, so this like kind of we finish off with this. Okay, and last, like let us do one elephant. Okay, a protractor shape, a semicircle you may call it, and then modified, a round edged square, half of a square, then two lines like this, then again we, okay, so think of an igloo maybe. Okay, so it's only black and white today, not with colors or anything. We will be doing the compositions in the coming days. Okay, so eyes of the elephant and the ears of the elephant. So now here is marks on the trunk. Okay, and we have a nice royal blanket on this, and then we have the down jing bang, that tassels and its tail. Okay, so this is kind of animal, like few of it, not many, very few which I've done. Hope you guys like are able to kind of get a hang of it and draw it. Okay, so I will show you like how to draw a cow which is resting. So how to do the resting cow, triangles like this. Okay, now okay, so the legs come like this, and the other leg is like this. Okay, like this, the hooves are like this. Okay, and the tail. Okay, we need to do the eyes or what, like later you may decide it and do it. Okay, so this is a cow which is resting. Yeah, so and then usual like this, there are some birds in some of the pictures which I came across. Maybe if you want to draw it, you may draw it. If not, you may ignore it off. Okay, so now like the birds, I did like the hen pecking and all those things. Okay, so now why don't we go to people? Okay, so next is Warli people we will do. Okay, more they have music festivals. Okay, so that time like they have the instruments and holding each and every instrument. Last time we did the uh, playing drum, isn't it? So now what if it is not a drum, it is a flat side, like tare tapate they say in Tamil. I don't know in English what it is. Okay, not the ground bass like flat drum like this, but you hold it in the hand and you do it. Okay, so that one, and then not a saxophone, but like an music instrument similar to saxophone, but it is made of a bottle cord. Okay, they drive the bottle cord and they fine tune it. Okay, and they craft it such way that like you can play music with that particular instrument. Okay, so that is something. Okay, so Warli people I will say, and I will do some structures and then I'll go for a rural scene. Okay, in the meantime let me go through your comments and hope like the live is on. MC Gamer, Archana, good evening. Good evening, Nalina, good evening. Cecilia, good evening. And MC Gamer, good evening. Okay, there are a lot of people now, 7 people. Okay, today is like not much, it's only black and white, like not much to discuss also. It's just that like kind of we keep drawing. more like pictography, joining some rectangles and triangles and making figures. Okay, so I will go with human next. uh, Sorry. Okay, now I will go with human. Okay, so lady. Okay, her body like this. Okay. Okay, she holds her pot. So in the rural areas, we don't get water. Okay, so what we have to do is we have to go distant from the lake or the pond. We need to carry water. We need to fetch water. So she carries like one or three uh, pots together, and she fetches water and she comes. Okay, after that only she'll come and do the cooking. Okay, this is all I have done. When we were young, right? We used to have plastic pots, and then we used to do that the carrying of water from the bus stop tap to home. Okay, so this is like that. Okay, now one over. Next is like this lady, instead of head, she carries in the hip. How it will look? Okay, so let us draw that thing. So she kind of head is, body is little bit bent, and her waist is like this, and then her legs are like this. Okay, her neck, her head, and then okay, in her hip. Okay, so the other hand is like this. In her waist she is holding the pot. Okay, so next I will go with a lady carrying a basket. We saw some basket, right? So from the fields they carry lots and lots of food items. Okay, or say for lunch, the women carry lunch for their husbands on their head in a big basket like this. Okay, so that part we will do. Okay, so the hand goes like this. Okay, not much to learn or not much to kind of talk in this. It's more like seeing black and white. You can think of Zuzu. I love Zuzu. Really, like Zuzu is much more nice. Okay, so now women sitting in like fire. They make that chula. They say like open fire me cooking. So that kind of lady, when she sits on the floor, and then she kind of tries to heat the water for cooking. Okay, so how to do that thing? Her head. Okay, then the pot is kept here. Okay, and her hands here. Okay, so the she how she sits like this. Okay, her one leg goes up and then it comes down like this. Okay, so now in this there is fire. Okay, so open cooking. Okay, somewhat similar to this. So we saw this lady, old lady, holding a stick last week itself. Now what if a lady is churning the butter, churning butter? Okay, churning milk, curd to make butter. Okay, so she holds a stick like this, and then this is the bowl which has the curd. Okay, and she's sitting on the floor like this. Okay, the legs are like this and the head part. Okay, so this is one diagram. Okay, now the same thing, churning, you may put like the lady is cooking food. All those thoughts you may bring in, and you may do some variations. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a complete composition in this page. Okay, so we may let us see. I'll get a bigger one. I'll get my big one, A3 book, and then we will do a big composition in that. guys remember we did knife painting? So this knife painting, you remember? Like I did not show you my final product at all. So this is my final product. Last time we did know, I had not shown you guys at all. Okay, the knife painting with brush. Okay, now it just like came across. And this painting, I did it like, for paint workshop last week. You need to tell me how does it look? Okay, still not completed. This portion and all I did not complete. I've kept it as drishti. Still yet to complete it. Okay, so I'm going to turn this off and then I'm going to do a complete composition. So why I'm not kept ready, it's like all spontaneous, only my mind takes off and starts doing work. That's why. Okay, so we are going to do complete composition of like some houses, some people, they going on their way to work in the bullock cart, all those things. Okay, so for this we need a border. Okay, now like if I keep sitting and doing the border, it will take time. So what I will do is like just like this I will do a mountain border. Okay, okay, this you may take time and do. Since I'm doing faster, it kind of goes crisscross, but I'm okay with it. Okay, if you draw two lines with the scale, it becomes a complete border. Should I prepare myself and keep this and all beforehand? I kind of, I'm not used to see. I'm more of a spontaneous presenter, and then, not the prepped one. It's all like spot me only, it comes for me. Okay, some I prep and do beforehand, some I do. Okay, so like I will not do these sides. Think that it is like a very grand invitation card. Okay, so now some clouds here. Okay, few more clouds. Okay, so I will stop the clouds here. Okay, birds are flying and it is raining. I'll go area by area. Okay, some portions it is raining, some portions it is not raining. Okay, so here we have our sun. This is fully clear now, fully visible to you guys. And we have our sun. Okay, one, two. So always go for sun like this. You may do designs for the sun if you want to, but I am not doing any designs. I'm just doing a simple thing. Okay, so now there are trees here, there are plants here. So many people are getting angry and leaving the group because like I'm not giving them on time. I can't help it because I have other commitments also, like my son. Okay, his schools have started, so like I'm really not finding time. With whatever little bit time I'm finding, I am trying to do it. Okay, so if you feel that like it is not coming on time, you're kind of if you wait you will get quality product. It's okay, no problem, because like my old pals are there. Okay, so now there are some plants here. You may do it with sketch pen, it comes out wonderful. Since I want it to be more the font to be more nicer for the YouTube, I am doing it in marker today. Okay, so like you may draw if you want to the eyes and all, but I'm kind of not going to do that now. Okay, now there is one more tree. So this is a rural composition. Okay, in the village side how it would be. Okay, so you may do it on a color paper which is like red, and based on that you may do it. I wanted to do on red and bought everything, but today, with the sound happening on the other side, I'm really kind of can't think of doing anything. Okay, so now I'm going to go draw a house, and then uh, do that composition, whatever individually, like earlier we had done, all those things put together. I'm doing it here now. Okay. Okay, so here the uh, these are not the um, the swings what we have. These are the baskets which are hung on the side. Okay, so I remember in our home, we used to have for keeping the curd, like tuk karke we used to say. My granny would never allow. You remember, for not taking the butter, how they tie it high, for Krishna Leela, if you go through that, right? So they call it as a tuk. Okay, that kind of thing, like I remember in our home, kept in our in my grandmother's farmhouse kept. Okay, not in my home, but yeah, I kind of like that lifestyle, rural lifestyle. I miss it completely. Okay, so then as I said, there are pots always kept here outside. As soon as people they come, first is water we need to provide. Okay, then there are some little tiny roosters and hens, pecking on the food here. Okay, and okay, so now here I will draw a cart. Okay, I'll draw a cart, and a man is riding the cart. Okay, bullock cart. Think of Rath. What? Partha Sarathi. Arjuna's Rath, right? Like how it would be the same way it has steps. Okay, and then these are like extension. Okay, a man is sitting here, and then his hand is here, and he has the whip. Okay, so now this is tied to the, okay, let us draw the cow hump. To the neck, and then the face. Okay, the horns and the ears. Okay, so now this face I'll make it completely black. Got it. Now this is one thing. Okay, now this again, we can do cross lines, we may do straight lines, however we want to, or you may do check pattern also, cross check like this also. So I will do cross check pattern. Okay, so now like there is one house here, so they are neighbors. Okay, so now see here, and then flat base house, the curves, this we call it as tune. Tune means a pillar. Okay, many if they are south means you may connect with me. Okay, the words, terminologies, what I'm using are all very simple words. Okay, Kannada or like Telugu and all, you may relate it, and in South, like it is more Malayalam and all, it is more similar words only. Okay, so like this, we will do the cross design, and then let us see. Okay, on the roof there is a rooster. Okay, and here there is a grandpa standing. Okay, and then he's holding the stick, and there is a pot of water kept out, and in the back there is always 2 or 3 pots kept. Okay, this was not visible, isn't it? See, every time I forget it. Okay, not a problem. Now it's visible, I believe. Okay, so if there is a house, then there would be a plant also nearby. So let us draw a plant, small plant. Okay, so now I'm making the usual the dewdrop shaped leaves. Okay, you may make it 5 or 6 petals. I'm making only, since the marker tip is very bold, right? So how much ever it's coming, I am making. Okay, now let's say this part, like what I'm going to do is a man grazing his goats. A man grazing his goats. Okay, so this is a farm field. Okay, and he is uh, okay. Okay, and this is a lovely thing, there is a song, um, Kamal Hassan's. Okay, ஆட்டுக்குட்டி முட்டையிட்டு கோழி குஞ்சு வந்ததுன்னு. Okay, so some kind of song, Devi's first movie, I guess. In that, he used to hold a stick like this and then keep racing. Okay, Kamal Hassan's I don't know, like Rajini's first click as a villain, or Kamal Hassan's first movie as a nice hero, or color movie, or Devi's first movie in South, something. But like that's a typical rural depiction where you can't forget the characters nor the things, some items, like how all those they come. So when I see the stick, right, I kind of think of that only. I could connect it like that only. Okay, and now, like my son, right, daily he gets scoldings like, if you're not studying well, then you'll go and do this work only. Really, we tell, like my father's farmhouse is there, and then we kind of threat him, if you don't study well, you'll be doing this work only, Katya. We keep daily kind of one or the other thing we give him. Okay, so these are the goats, tiny goats. Okay, so like this, like I will put some uh, land here, so that, like they are grazing. Okay, they will need to be grazing, no? So for that, like we need to do the setup of plants and rocks, all those things, isn't it? So I will do of that also. Okay, so this is one thing. Now we will see village folk lady, meaning like village lady carrying water, and returning to home. Okay, so how much our space is covering, I will draw. Okay, so I will draw here that she is returning to home here. Okay, so she's holding So in the waist there is a basket, and the other hand she holds the pot. She holds the pot. Then she is walking faster. Okay, so now this becomes that she is returning to home. Okay, now we will draw here some a cart which is uh, parked next to the house. Okay, so a small, okay, have I gone in this thing? Oh, I've gone in Bulacart and all. As I told, no, I grew up in a village. I was the first one to study in a college and come out actually in our area. Okay, and there is a small goat here. Okay, okay, so like this, it is here. Okay, you may draw two cows tied to this, all those designs if you want to do, you may do it, but I'm not doing. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I plan to draw here some, it is raining, isn't it? So we need to draw the plants which are ready for harvest, isn't it? Okay, so now plants which I taught you, all those things you may draw here. Okay, paddy, rice cultivation, maize, corn, whatever you want to think and relate it, you may relate it and do. Okay, so now for doing this composition, you may do it on a red background, and then with white color paint, or else like on a black color thing. You may do it with on a black color thing with white paint, you may do. Okay, there are so many ways you may do it. It depends all on how you want your composition to be. Okay, now I will just go through the comments after this, and there is little bit spot left, which I can cover up here this part. Okay, and this part also I can cover it up with something, maybe like a small tree, a small long tree, or maybe we can draw cows here as if they are tied to this area. Okay, and they are sitting, maybe one single cow we will draw. There should be two cows, isn't it? But my space is less, so I can't draw. Okay, I should have used a sketch pen to make it more, because there should be two cows to hold it, isn't it? Okay, but you guys may can do two cows. Okay, okay, neck, and then his face. Yes, and his neck is connected here, and this is the tail. Okay, now here for this place, if you want to draw a small flower, a tree, an animal, again anything you may draw. So for time being I will draw a small tree, like a palm tree I will draw. You remember the princess crown I taught you, that you may do it. It should be fully crowded or spacious, it depends on you. Okay, how you feel like to compose it, you may do it. Now see, I've made it more crowded and it looks like really too much, isn't it? Okay, now this space is left. What do? We can draw like two people returning, one tata party returning from home, returning from the farm field. Okay, so that we may draw and then complete the composition. Tata party in the sense grandpa and grandma. Okay, in a YouTube video, what is all these things? Like, why, ma'am, so much you're talking, jabbering? I don't know, but like, I prefer to do a live session with more of, talking, discussing, because, that is more lively. All the YouTube videos which I watch, it's like, it's not complete. You come 10 minutes, may you do what you understand. Half the things you have to pause it and do it. Okay, so now see here, this Tata Patti with the grandkid returning home. Okay, see now this part, a spot is left. What we can do, what designing we will do for this house. See here. Okay, now for this part, I may draw birds, or just hold on, what I can come up with. Maybe a lady sitting here on a stone. A lady is sitting. Okay, why she needs to sit on a stone? It actually, you know what? In all the villages, they have this small stones kept. They call it as thind color, the corner stones, where you can sit and relax. Like when you go out and come, so you find stones to sit. Okay, so let's think that she's sitting on a stone. Okay, and she's telling something, and maybe there is a small tree, coconut tree. Okay, so like this we will do the thing. Okay, so many things we covered in this particular composition. So tell me how it is. Yeah, my whole thing cannot be covered, meaning the whole picture cannot be covered in this screen, but still I am trying to show you what I did today. Okay, so from top to bottom you may see how it is. Okay, you may leave gaps and do it, and it looks wonderful actually. Okay, now let me go through the comments. And then 5:30 we started, 6 o'clock we started, isn't it? So many. Vanija, so sweetly done, spontaneously doing. Oh, thank you so much, Archana ji. Ma'am, right bottom house and cart isn't visible. It's okay, ma. See, now it is visible. See, I've shown you, right? Okay, and then Sindhu Kanan house also not on cam. Lovely. I'll make a scenery out of these pictures. Sure, Vanija ji. Newborn baby. Newborn baby. Okay, I'll do. Wait, I will see. See, that we will do. Can you move the book left to the left? See, now I've shown you complete picture. You may see everything. Okay, while doing it, right? Like I'm not able to focus where it is there, where it is not there, where it is not focusing. Maybe we need to buy a high-end that the mobile holder, right? The tripod kind of thing. I have it, but I'm not using it because my space is very less. I've converted my bedroom into a art table, complete art space for me. Okay, yes, now it's visible, ma'am. Cow once more. Sure, I'll show you. Wait, like first you guys see, if you want to take a snapshot of it, you may take a snapshot, because I'll not be sharing picture. You may have to go to the video, pause it, and then you may have to take a screenshot of it, and then you may have to do the picture. Okay, so that's how it is. I'll draw the cow and show you. Wait, it's okay, ma'am, no problem. Yes, your concentration, you're concentrating on drawing. Yeah, sure. See, once I get into drawing, right, I don't know what I'm doing only, really. Okay, so now for these borders, right, you may do all these designs, dots, dots, dots like this, or maybe shade it off, half mountain shaded, half mountain lined up like this. Okay, then you can put small like small mountains again inside. Okay, however you want, you may see here cross lines like this. Okay, now you may draw like what small plants. Okay, small flowers like this and all. You may do that jhumka design. I somehow like the jhumka design a lot. Like this and all, you may decorate it. Okay, so depending on the space available, you may do this whole thing. Okay, now any more comments, any more clarifications you want, I will show you. Wait, okay, I will. I have. Is it paused or something? No, no. Good evening, Cecilia. Cecilia. Monica, can you show the previous figures on as I didn't? Current network problem. Sure, I will show you. It is in a different note. Okay, I'll show you. Wait. Okay, so these were the basic houses which I did. I'll take off this so that you'll get a clear picture. Okay, I did very basic houses, like 4 houses I did, because when I did plants, right, it was going on and on and on, and it took like more than 40 minutes for one video to do the plants only. So today I'm covering everything, all the basic part. Now next all is compositions only. Okay, so the houses are like this uh, arc shape, okay, circular kind of top. Okay, and these are flat base top. Okay, so these are the houses, and these are some birds. Okay, yeah, this is a rooster, a peacock, and again two peacocks, and this is the egrets, like small cranes, okay, flying, or sparrows also you may call it. Okay, and this is a small deer, and small bull horse, and a cow. Okay, and then roosters pecking on the seeds, elephant, and small birds are, and sitting cow. Okay, and this is one thing. Now women, Wali people. Okay, so women folk, they do a lot of hard work. Even men folk, they do a lot of hard work. So women carrying pot of water, she carrying in her waist, she's carrying the grains from the farmhouse, or else she's carrying food inside the basket to the farmhouse. Okay, so she's now cooking food in front of that open fire chula. Okay, and then she is churning the milk, butter. Okay, churning the curd to get butter, churning the milk to get butter. Okay, so that's some kind of activity happening. Okay, and after this I went to that particular whole sketch of composition of what it is. Okay, so now this composition, may first I did borders. I have taught you so many borders, you may take any of the border. Okay, and in this like see here, it is raining and it is in the farmhouse. Okay, so the clouds with rain, they're covering the farmhouse here, meaning the grain part, paddy cultivation farmhouse. Okay, here also I may draw a plant, but I don't want to. There are two types of trees here, and there is a small sun. We may draw birds here if we want to, like this. Okay, so we may draw some clouds also here. Okay, now I will cover up this also with more plants, so then we will get a complete this one structure, this one complete. Okay, there are some trees here, then some plants here. Okay, now rocks. Okay, so when you're doing it, do it complete. Okay, then see here, this man is riding his bullock cart, and man is getting her daughter from grandpa is getting the granddaughter from school somewhere. Okay, and she is resting, the lady is resting on a rock. Okay, and here on a house, on the house top there is a bird. Okay, roosters, they keep climbing on the bird, and here this old man is standing. Okay, and there is a plant, a house has a plant. Okay, now if you see here, this lady is returning from her work. She is fetching water and she is getting her basket, a small tree, and then this man is grazing all the goat in the grassland, wherever you call it, and the bullock cart tied up. Bull is tied to the cart itself. Okay, there should be one more, but I don't have space, so I didn't draw. And this is one typical house of the village area. Okay, so now whole thing covers up, I believe. I'll leave the borders, so hope you get the complete picture of this. Okay, so now you may see I'm adjusting this side and that side, you may get the whole picture. Okay, so now I will wind up. Yeah, and you've drawn so easily. Ma'am, the bottom part is not visible. Now it is visible. It's okay, ma'am. Your concentration on drawing now. Yeah. I draw it so easily. See, this thing, right? It is actually with paint, right? You have to take time and do. And if I start doing it, it'll take the whole day. It'll take more than some time. Marker, it was easier for me. I used to struggle with sketch pen. This is bold and easily filling up, okay? And even this big A3 book is like very convenient for me. Okay, so you guys, hope you enjoyed. Okay, now what we will do is we will wind up, and then as I told, we will be starting with paid classes next month. And then, Wali, I will be finishing off with few more videos, and the whole course of Wali will be done like in another 5 or 6 videos. I told 10 days course, but it is going on. Let us see, we need to do the gods, goddesses, and then we need to do Lagna Chok or something, and Dashavatara. So there are so many things. Let me see, how I'm going to come up with time and then give it. Okay, but as of today, this maybe tomorrow also we will meet up for Wali. Next a few days we'll meet up for Wali and finish off all the Wali related things. Okay, now I will stop the video.